But we begin with our first look at the federal economic data since the government shut down. The new jobs report is better than expected. It showed the U.S. gained 119,000 new jobs in September, but the unemployment rate did tick up. The Trump administration has officially canceled the October report. CBS News Money Watch correspondent Kelly O'Grady is joining us live from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange this morning. So, Kelly, I actually got to give you a shout out because our conversation yesterday, you pointed to some things that we would be looking out for this morning, and we were basing it off of the report that Target released yesterday, which was a little tepid, and you told us to be on the lookout for Walmart, and you had a good sense. You described, I can't remember exactly what you said, but you said Walmart is like need to have, and Target is need to have, nice to have, and Walmart is need to have. Well, clearly, people need to have what Walmart is selling because, why?
Well, the earnings were great, right? Walmart earnings, I think, were the second quarter in a row where they've actually revised their forecast up. And so, we talked about Target yesterday. They've had some brand issues in the past, but really the bellwether for the average American consumer is Walmart. And the takeaway from those earnings are people are still spending. But I thought what was most interesting is they said that they've gathered consumers across income levels. So what does that tell you? Higher income consumers are actually trading down to Walmart. Even they are looking for deals in this time of uncertainty. So, I don't say that, oh, okay, we're out of the woods. We had a good jobs report. Walmart spending is great. But I think it does speak to the fact that Walmart has really been able to tap into that sense of value consumers want. And then the fact that you can also get groceries there, their scale allows them to keep prices lower.
Yeah, that is some good news. Meanwhile, though, so a couple of interesting data points for the economy, right? On one hand, better than expected jobs report. We were expecting something like, I think, like 50,000 new jobs to be created. We got more than double that. But then let's talk about that number, but also unemployment, which is now the highest, I think, in like 4 years.
That's right. Since October 2021, the unemployment rate ticked up to 4.4%. The context here, though, 4.1 to 4.4, that's still a healthy band. So it's not like we should be freaking out right now, but you are seeing that steadily tick up. So that's going to be something to watch. We got 119,000 jobs added in the U.S. economy in September. That was versus 50,000. You're exactly right. That was expected. And it's also versus August. Significant turnaround because August lost 4,000 jobs with a revised number. My read on this is good news. We are seeing hiring tick back up. However, September is dated, right? We're not getting that October jobs report. We know anecdotally, we have seen a lot of major companies start to lay people off towards the end of the year. It's not sweeping, but I think the Fed is a little bit between a rock and a hard place because this is the only jobs report that they're going to get before they make a decision in December. This 119,000 kind of says, hey, why cut? We're seeing a rebound. But I think the fear is what happened since September, and they're just not going to have that information before they make that decision.
Well, we know, as you know, that the president is continuing to hammer Jerome Powell. He wants a rate cut. We'll see what happens. Let's talk about NVIDIA yesterday. I got to say that this one actually took me by surprise. I knew that it would be good. I didn't know that it would be this good.
I totally agree, Vlad. And in fact, normally, even if the numbers are good with NVIDIA, you see the stock drop after earnings. I was kicking myself. I wish I bought some yesterday. It would have been a nice bump. Hat tip to all those that did. But look, NVIDIA, it's an AI bellwether. It makes the chips that power the AI industry. I think all the investors, everyone's sort of celebrating, saying, hey, AI bubble, what AI bubble? Look at NVIDIA, it just had record third quarter revenue. I say not so fast, Vlad, and here's why. If companies are spending a ton on AI, they're buying NVIDIA chips, that's great for NVIDIA. That doesn't mean those companies are going to turn a profit. So I think this concept of a bubble, sure, it was a little bit alleviated by the NVIDIA chips or NVIDIA earnings, but it doesn't mean it's not there.
Yeah, well, the market seems to like it, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I agree that that AI bubble still is percolating out there, at least the analysts who believe that we are experiencing that at the moment. Kelly O'Grady on the floor of the stock exchange. You and I were texting earlier. I think that when you are reporting from the floor of the stock exchange, you are allowed to wear one of those finance peep vests. You got to wear the vest.
You need to get one.
You got to get one of those vests. Good to see you, my friend. Talk to you later.